I've got a student meeting me in the lift saying, "Is it true we've got Richard's stuff?" So we've got a young kid actually really enthused by it. Richard was born in Birmingham, and then through various bands throughout the 60s, he played on the harpsichord on Blackberry Way for The Move, and a couple of years later joined ELO and became their keyboard player for all the years that they were together. From the times that I met Richard Tandy, he was very humble, very friendly, and a great musician, a lover of music. The donation from Richard Tandy's estate was quite a surprise. I obviously had met him a few times. We'd had a certain kind of working relation on a few projects, and we knew that he'd been ill for quite a while, and I got a message from Richard Tandy's wife to say that she'd asked Richard what would he like to do with his equipment and stuff, and he'd said, ask Matthew at the Conservatoire if there's anything they could make use of. Initially I thought we were just going to be a few instruments, and then she pulled out some boxes of memorabilia, some diaries, photographs and things. It was spine-tingling in parts. I would say a lot of this stuff is invaluable in terms of what emotion it kind of puts across and the inspiration that it puts across. Now, having opened the Richard Tandy room, the room in which we're in, and being surrounded by collages of these images of the tour itineraries, the diaries, the gold records, the trophies, it makes the environment feel very inspiring. And if something is doing that to you when you walk in here, you're hoping that the room then inspires musicians to come in and actually be very creative. But then there is the financial donation that came from the Richard Tandy estate as well, that was very generous, and that kick-started a scholarship. It's hoped that the Richard Tandy Scholarship will encourage local musicians who are specialists in guitar and keyboard and technology, all the things that Richard Tandy loved, and particularly to kind of support musicians that may not think about joining a place like RBC to come and study music because they might think that it's financially out of their realm of possibility. My hope for the Richard Tandy Suite is that it is something that draws people into perhaps music they haven't explored before, that younger musicians would come into a room like this, just look at the inspirational achievements of somebody who, from very humble backgrounds from Birmingham, achieved so much. I think Richard, being the humble person that he was, would be very surprised but very touched by what we're doing to honour his legacy here. He was deeply passionate about music, and the way that we could now help and assist and encourage musicians to come through, I think he'd be very proud of that.